Welcome back. Still tuned in to News and Views with myself, Salailo Makwidiri. And this hour of News and Views is sponsored by African Muslims Agency. African Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. And as we continue our coverage of pressing national issues, we'll be turning our attention to the latest statistics on South Africa's unemployment crisis. And according to the quarterly labor force survey by Stats SA, the official unemployment rate has surged to 33.5%, marking a worrying increase from the previous quarter. Even more concerning is the expanded unemployment rate, which has risen to 42.6%. These figures reflect a significant drop in employment across various sectors, with a notable decline in trade, agriculture, and construction. While increases were observed in manufacturing and community services, the report also highlights a troubling trend. Women and youth are bearing the brunt of this economic hardship, with women's unemployment rising to 35.8% and youth unemployment soaring to 60.8% for those aged 15 to 24. And we're going to be delving deeper into these alarming statistics and their implications on our economy. And we'll be joined by Imtiaz Ibrahim from the Direct Selling Association of South Africa. Imtiaz, thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure having you here on Salam Media.
Good morning and assalamu alaikum to your viewers. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you. I think first and foremost, I wanna have a point of departure here, which is understanding the impact of these latest stats and what they indicate. The unemployment rate climbing to 33.5%. What are your immediate thoughts on these figures, and how do they reflect the current state of South Africa's economy broadly?
Well, very concerning. When one speaks to youth, top priority on their list of concerns is how do they earn an income. We have many youth going through university, doing degrees, doing diplomas, graduating, and thereafter not being able to earn an income. Very often there aren't any jobs in the formal market, and the typical cliche, companies are saying you need to have experience, and the youth are asking, how do we get experience if we've just entered the job market? Additionally, the economy is very difficult at the moment. We've had a lot of challenges, and thankfully we haven't seen too much of the likes of load shedding for a while. But that has caused a fair amount of anxiety among the business community, and it does all culminate in there being a lack of jobs in the formal market space.
And I think, if there's one thing that I think a lot of South Africans will have as a question when it comes to, unemployment rate in South Africa is where is our government getting wrong? What's the stumbling block? Where are we failing, or where is the government failing when it comes to job creation in the country? Is it the issue of, businesses not being given leeway and the many constraints that they have, the red tape around it? What's the problem? What's the sore point that we can touch on and say this is the issue that this new GNU needs to be focusing on? We know they're only 2 months into the job, but what's their point of focus that we can point out and say, well, we've been struggling with this issue for such a long time. The issue is that, and it needs to focus. Or is it a host of issues that are intertwined with each other that ultimately see South Africa having some of the highest unemployment rates in the world?
Look, from a Direct Selling Association perspective, our member companies have come up with a formula whereby they empower youth by providing skills to them. So it's not a case of signing them up as a direct seller to do the business, sell their products, buy their products, sell their products, and introduce their products to customers, and other direct sellers want to do the business, and leaving them to doing that. Each of our member companies have a very structured training program whereby they bring the youth in, or bring not only youth, but the new recruits in, train them, understanding that skills is a problem in South Africa, and the lack thereof especially. So, they would bring the new recruit in and upskill the recruit in various aspects of business and also in general life. It's a personal development journey for these individuals who join our member companies. And I think that's a great start. Obviously there's so many different factors that contribute to unemployment, but the one glaring gap in South Africa at the moment is the lack of skills, and especially among the youth. They may come up with theoretical knowledge from a university or from a tertiary institution, but very rarely do they actually have a basis of practical experience. The Direct Selling Association has been partnering with the University of Johannesburg for over 20 years now on a work integrated learning program whereby an official course through a qualification at the UJ is focused on direct selling. And our member companies get involved. We teach the youth who have registered for this course as to how direct selling actually happens in the practical sense. Empower them, teach them how to sell, teach them how to network, and give them skills whereby they could earn an income. Also then market their skills when they go out into the world and really become entrepreneurs in their own right while they're still students. And I think these are the kinds of things that we're looking at to empower the youth, and get them over this hurdle of not being able to earn an income.
And still sticking with that theme of some of the work that you guys are doing when it comes to direct selling and empowering the youth to be entrepreneurs. Is this the route that young South Africans coming out of whether it's school or institutions of higher learning need to start considering? That the traditional get your CV after graduating, sending it out to different companies kind of method no longer works. Right now, if you want to get any kind of employment or make a living, you need to start your own business. I think the stats speak for themselves. The informal sector has seen an increase in employment, even though the formal job sector has declined significantly. Would you say that should be the thinking, that should be the new direction that the youth kind of has? Before thinking after graduating, I'm going to get a job. It should be before getting a job, I'm going to have to start maybe, a small business of my own. And ultimately, if a job comes, but I can't be getting out of school and getting out of university and just thinking, well, this is it. I'm going to be getting a job after graduating. Do you think that there should be that kind of change in mindset? Maybe that could see, the youth being self-sufficient, self-employed?
Interestingly enough, we're already seeing that. With about a third of our direct sellers, the consultants who buy our member companies' products and sell them, we refer to them broadly as direct sellers. And about a third of our direct sellers are under the age of 35. So I think that's already happening. It's happening because, firstly, many of the students need to be raising income while they are studying. And many of the students are understanding the need to have some kind of income platform before they leave school or before they leave university. Additionally, direct selling does allow for flexibility. So they could be full-time scholars at school or full-time students at university, but still earn an income, through the direct selling model. The direct selling model encourages the youth to join. From a flexibility perspective, the other thing is the barrier to entry is very low. Typically opening a business means a lot of income. Immediately, when you talk about businesses, everybody says, "Where do we raise the capital from?" With our direct selling member companies, they are offering business opportunities which are really fairly inexpensive. In some cases, they don't even have a starter pack fee, and in some cases they have a very low starter pack fee to really just encourage people to have some kind of responsibility, some kind of attachment, and some kind of accountability in terms of this journey that they're undertaking to become entrepreneurs.
I think we're going to leave it there. Imtiaz, for those that are interested in, direct selling, how can they get hold of you guys? Contact details, website, if you can share a bit of those details with us.
Thank you for that. Our website is www.dsasa.co.za, and all the information about the Direct Selling Association is there. Most important page would be our members page, where our members actually have the contact details and the types of business opportunities that they do offer, to people wanting to embark on a business through direct selling.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Imtiaz Ibrahim, Secretariat of Direct Selling Association of South Africa. Always a pleasure chatting to you, but we're going to leave it here for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you much.
Well, there you have it there. Have you ever been unemployed? How long have you stayed unemployed, and what did you do in the meantime, to try and eke out a living, to make some kind of money to survive in this very, very difficult economy? Give us a shout on our studio line, and let's chat about it. I think this is an issue South Africa has been grappling with for so long, and it seems to be getting worse and worse. Granted, the GNU is only 2 months into the job, but do you feel like they have a plan? Do you feel like they understand what it will take, to tackle the issue of unemployment in the country, and to see young people, particularly young people that are graduates coming out of universities, been told, this is the plan, this is the map. Go through primary school, secondary education, ultimately get yourself a degree or a diploma in whatever higher institution of learning, and you are guaranteed a job. Is that still the model? Doesn't look like it. But does the government have a plan? I think that's a really, really interesting question to ask ourselves. And have you ever been unemployed? How long did it take you to ultimately find a job? And what were you doing in the meantime? Imtiaz, they mentioning the work that they do when it comes to direct selling. These from the Direct Selling Association of South Africa, where they have a conglomerate of partners, and they help young people kind of get out there, make a living. Did you maybe do something like that, direct selling, or you were self-employed, started a small business until you found a job, or maybe you've never worked in your life, you just were self-sufficient, got out of high school, got out of university, and said, this job thing is not for me, and there are no jobs anyway, so I'm going to be starting my own business. You can get in touch with us. Our studio line 061-766-0355. You can send us a WhatsApp voice note there, or you can call us directly on 0116800355. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be continuing with the show after this, and the focus will be on Al-Aqsa, where over 2,000 illegal Israeli settlers stormed and entered Al-Aqsa a few days ago, and Palestinian archaeologist and expert on Al-Aqsa, Abir Sayed, will be giving us more details on that right after the short break.